Hello, Box1 here. Hopefully it doesn't stay blurry for very long. It shouldn't once we get close up. But today we will be showing off this set. This is the 2023, I believe, 2024 Republic Fighter Tank. It has 6 figures and a pretty nice build. There are some things I don't like about it. There are some things I like about it. Let's get into the figures first. First off, 2 normal B1 battle droids, of course. And they just are the same battle droids you've gotten since 1999, of course. But they do have a gunmetal gray blasters with them, and they don't have any backpack or anything, just the common battle droid. Next up, you get this Mace Windu, which actually looks quite nice. He has arm printing with his little clone armor on his wrists or lower forearms and stuff like that. And then he has the robes, of course, and the purple lightsaber, which is pretty nice. He doesn't have a double-sided head, obviously, and he does look quite nice. I do think this is one of the better Mace Windus we've gotten. Next up, we have Mace Windu's Clone Legion, which is the 187th, and we have these normal clone troopers. They do not have the helmet hole, so this must be 2022, actually. And it's a pretty cool figure. I think they do use the new head, yes, of course, because that came in 2020, or 2019, actually. And then they do have some back printing. I do like the purple on them. It looks very good. And they're exclusive to the set. I think all the figures are exclusive to the set, besides the battle droids. I don't know about the Mace Windu. I think he is. But they're the same, and they're pretty cool figures. Finally, we can get into this figure. My favorite figure in the set. I always liked the Airborne Troopers. This is the 187th Clone Commander, so that's pretty cool. And he uses the same clone head there, and this Airborne helmet, which is pretty nice. I always like the Airborne, as I said. And he carries a longer blaster with the added thing on the end, which could be like a suppressor, compensator, whatever it is. Weird Star Wars item, who knows. But there is some back printing, as I probably showed. And he has a printed waist cape. Wish it was a normal waist cape, but they stopped that around this time, like 2 years before, with the General Grievous Starfighter, which I showed off, I think, a while ago. But he's a pretty cool figure. I do like him quite a bit. With a great lineup of figures, we can get onto the set, which, it's pretty good. I do like most of it. There are some things I don't like, but we can get into that now. First of all, we'll talk about the build. And it's a pretty good build. I do like the size of it. It is downsized from the original version, which I don't like, but they've been doing that with all Star Wars stuff lately, and that's unfortunate. But what we do get is pretty good. It has a bunch of stickers, though, something I don't like. This sticker appears in 2 sets, in the Obi-Wan Starfighter, which I'll be reviewing soon, and this set, of course. The more stickers, I don't think there's any printed pieces. Is this printed? No, this is also stickers. So that's unfortunate. But it does hold 2 minifigures, or maybe actually 3 in here. This is a little bit harder to open. But it can fit 1 figure up here, 2 figures in there, and the other guy, I guess, will have to just be walking. It does have this little back area, which can open up, and you can put more stuff in there, like either these spring-loaded shooters after you fire them, which I'll show you now. They're pretty nice little builds. They just can move up and down and fire. That's going to go somewhere. Let's fire it this way. There we go. And it has one on the other side as well. Same build, just mirrored. So, pretty nice. Does look pretty good. It has a printed control console. That's the only... Is that even printed? Yeah, it's the only printed piece in this set, that control console. One thing, let's get on to the things I don't like about this set now. First of all, I think the elephant in the room, this big hump at the front, it does not look right using that X-Wing cockpit piece there. It should be more sloped. I'll throw up a picture right here. And yeah, it should definitely be more sloped than this big hump, which doesn't look very good, I'll be honest. Other than that, another thing I don't like, obviously stickers. I'd rather have them be printed, but that's fine. I don't have many other things I don't like about it, besides the downsize, as I said. But overall, I think it's a pretty sturdy, good build, besides the hump. But I'll show you what it looks like with the minifigures in it, and then we'll get on to my full opinion on the set. And we do have the figures in there now. All 3 clones can sit in there with this big thing in the front holding that guy, and the other guy has to kind of squeeze his way in the back. But you can also put the blasters back there. It's a bit blurry. It always is blurry for me. But get these guys in there, little blasters. You can close it up, and then it does look pretty good. But it does look pretty good. I do quite think it doesn't look terrible with the figures. I think it looks nice. This hatch is unable to close with the figure in there, though. That is another thing. Don't like that. But other than that, not too bad. But yeah, my opinion on the set is that it isn't too bad. I'd say the figures are great. I like the figures. Obviously, would have wanted a normal waist cape, but I like the figures. The build, it isn't too bad, but it's definitely a bit downsized, and it has that hump at the front. Don't like that, but overall, I'd say it's a really good set for the figures alone, which are pretty good even now. I'll show you the back of the box, just because I usually don't. But you can see it does have a little feature right there. Ow. Where it can just glide around the ground using these undercarriage wheels right there in black. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. It's a pretty simple, smaller set, but I do think it gets the point across a little. Wait, do I have those guns on upside down? I do. Oh my goodness. There we go. That looks much better with the spring-loaded shooter on the bottom. But yeah, anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.